Hey everybody! Welcome to Let's Look at Mousecraft. This is a game that I've been aware of for a while, but it just came out on Steam last week or earlier this week, depending on when you draw the definitions for your weeks and when this video goes up. And contrary to the name, and the name was kind of a sticking point for me before I actually looked into more what the game was about, it's not a, survival sandbox game or anything like that. There's no crafting system. It has nothing to do with Minecraft except that it shares the same suffix, really. This is a puzzle game, and it's pretty much my textbook definition of a solid game. This is not a game that I can wholeheartedly recommend and say, like, everyone should go out there and pick this up, but it is the kind of game that I feel really good about recommending certain people to pick it up, even at a relatively premium price point, depending on how you feel about that, for an indie game at 15 bucks. Especially if you are a fan of Lemmings, you're going to want to tune in and see how this works. So I played about 45 minutes to an hour so far, enough to definitely understand what's going on. The game is divided up into 80 levels, and I've beaten 18 of them so far. We're going to start on maybe level 6 or something like that, so I can demonstrate what actually goes on. So it's a little bit similar to a game that I covered a couple of years ago called Blocks That Matter, but really the closest comparison for this game is definitely Lemmings. The way that the game basically works is that every single stage is like a self-contained puzzle, and there's one overarching goal. Your goal is to get 3 mice, which start from your hamster wheel here. I guess it's a mouse wheel, isn't it? And then walk to, like, this place over here. And this is because, we're playing as Schrodinger's cat. He needs cheese to complete his scientific endeavors. Basically, it's, a pretty thin conceit. But the story's not necessarily a major selling point regardless. So we've got to get them to the exit. There's some rules associated with mice. Mice can jump 1 block, but no more. So if we let this mouse go, it'll go up here and up here and up here and up here, and it'll grab this crystal. Crystals are optional objectives, which give us a bit of a monetary boost. But then it'll just keep, like, bouncing back and forth because it can't climb up to this block. But if we put a block down, like here, for example, then the mouse could actually, like, climb up this, and then we could perhaps do something like, well, I might have botched this already. This isn't the way I would want to do this in the first place, but yeah, it can come up here and then we could somehow make it walk all the way, but we're going to undo all this. So yeah, we have to get to the exit. The optional objective is to keep as many mice alive as possible. That's how you get, like, a gold star instead of a silver star. And get all of these crystals, and that's, again, how you improve yourself. It's got a little bit of, like, an iOS-y type interface and reward system. That's not rare for puzzle games like this. So let's try to actually solve this puzzle. The way that we will want to do this, if I remember correctly, actually will be to put maybe like that. I'm just brainstorming right now, basically. Like, that would totally work. Gravity does apply to these blocks, and then we could do that. Yeah, that'll... it doesn't allow us to get all of them, which is what I kind of dislike. So let's actually rewind here. And luckily there is an undo button that allows you to do, like, step by step. Instead, if we did something like that, isn't gonna work. That would totally work and allow us to get that. Okay, so let's put it like that. I already got gold in this level. I'm just trying to figure out how to do it again. So we'll free our lemmings, aka our mice, or, vice versa here. And they walk pretty slowly, but there is a fast forward button if we want to tackle that issue, but we don't really need to do that just yet. And then we're eventually going to put this block here. We just don't want to crush any mice in the process. Oh! Active pause has been turned on. That's okay. I appreciate that, game. And by placing this down, now the mice will follow this path and they'll actually grab everything. There's some other rules associated with mice and, other blocks in the game. Basically, they can't fall more than 3 blocks or they'll die, but there's, different blocks that we can use to augment that. And we basically got a perfect score on this level. And let's do basically rinse and repeat. This is where they teach us about that. So this is a very simple level. We're still kind of in the tutorial aspects of the game. But I really kind of like this. It's basically... At least the way we've started so far, it's basically a more simplistic version of Lemmings, which I can actually appreciate. I like Lemmings as much as the next guy, but I like that this is a little bit more of a streamlined version of it as well. A lot of people maybe will take issue with the fact that it's not quite as complex, but they do add complexity incrementally as levels go on. Which you'll see as we get a little bit further. I like to start a little bit, under my weight class, so I don't necessarily get overwhelmed. And these are my favorite missions, the missions that are not tutorialized really here. So, let's look at our problems here. We want to collect all the crystals, of course, but the first problem that we have is absolutely that the mouse will die. The mice will die, I should say, when they fall down here. So we could, like, put something like this, but then they'll die if they fall down, like, the next spot. So instead, we want to do something like this. Now, this could work. So they'll come out here, they'll fall down and touch this block, not die, and then they're pretty safe. Then, I think we might have actually figured out how to get all of them here. Let's try this again. So hit play, and then have these mice go. And I like playing at increased game speed, just because, these levels are pretty simplistic, and we don't really need to take too much time to figure out how things work. Yeah, this will totally work. I don't think I got gold on this level my first time through, which is kind of embarrassing. So all of these are really, you know, they're not switch puzzles or anything like that. We'll talk about the bombs as we move on. Just another element of complexity, basically. They're not switch puzzles or anything like that. You know, it's not like hacking puzzles in Watch Dogs. These are all logic puzzles, but not visual logic puzzles. Everything has rules associated with it, and then you just gotta, you know, basically orient a course in such a way that the rules work for you. And there are multiple ways to solve puzzles, but I don't know if there's multiple ways to actually get a perfect solution. The complexity is added incrementally, but it does make things difficult as you move along. Admittedly, you know, there's 80 levels in the game. I'm only on level 18, so I'm about a quarter of the way through in about 45 minutes of play. I found it pretty easy so far, and I'm not very good at puzzle games, but do keep in mind that your mileage may vary as you get further and further into the game. These are first impressions, not reviews. So we have bombs. We can use these bombs tactfully, I guess, to destroy bricks whenever appropriate. We'll just speed this up as much as we possibly can, because this is another tutorialized level, basically. And this is really where things start getting more and more complex, because you want to break bricks at the right time to still allow you to get all the crystals. And we'll see that as we start moving through, you know, levels a dozen and above, which is basically where we're at right now, level 10. Close enough. So sometimes we start with bombs, sometimes we actually have to pick them up on the levels. And yeah, this means that we have kind of like a weighted way that we want to handle this route, right? Like we want to maybe do something like this, which will allow us to get those that crystal and both bombs right off the bat, and then we'll have to think about it. So let's play on normal speed for right now, and we'll watch the mice go down here. We got 2, and then we'll pause. All right. What if I blew up this? Because I didn't get gold on this level earlier either. What if I blew up this one? Then everybody would fall down, but I think we'd still get to the exit and be totally fine. Yeah, okay, that totally worked. So that was a situation where, that's kind of an ingenious solution. And I'm not trying to say that I'm incredibly smart for knowing it, but, you know, if you try to plan that well in advance, it might not work out for you. Sometimes you just gotta pay attention on the fly. So I really like the puzzle design. You know, it's nothing that's really blown me away so far, but I've had a good time with it, and it's made me feel bad about being hesitant to play it, because I looked at it for a while. You know, I've been aware of the game for a long time, but I've just kind of declined to cover it, because I'm like, it doesn't really look like my jam, and then I decided to play it today, and I'm glad I did. I think it's pretty good. It seems a little short, I'll admit. 80 levels, if each one takes you 5 minutes, then that's, you know, 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours. That's not so bad. But for 15 bucks, that's something that will give a lot of people pause. I think that's a pretty good value, but a lot of people would disagree with that. Fortunately or unfortunately, you know, you can't tell people how to value their money. How would I do this one? Well, if I let the mouse go, it's going to go hup, hup, and then it's going to get this, but it's just going to get caught in an infinite loop right here. So we need to get the bomb in this crystal. How do we do that? Not to go Breaking Bad on you. Well, we could put like this. Is there anything we can do here that would make this work? Like this, they would still climb it, they just couldn't get back. I don't think that's the right way to handle it. Because I want to get this crystal first. Okay, well, let's let the mouse go first and get that crystal at the bottom. We won't be able to get a bomb, but that's okay. Just get the crystal at the bottom, and we'll let time go by here. Alright, and now, once they're out of this, I can maybe try to get them that crystal at the top, but how are we going to do that? It would have to be... Oh, that would work. And it would give us a bomb. That bomb seems kind of risky. So that's something we can do to get that bomb and crystal at the top, but maybe that's best reserved for later. It seems like that won't work, obviously. That would work, though. But then how are we going to get that crystal down here? I guess we'll have to... let's think about this. What if I place this down like this? I could bomb this eventually, like right after. Is there any place like I could do something with this to make it work? They'd be trapped in there in this situation. All right, wait. What if, let's go back here. I apologize. I didn't, this level's very easy to beat. It's just kind of difficult to get a perfect score, I think. If I did this, how are you gonna get out of here? By the way, I apologize if you can hear my computer sound. This, for whatever reason, this is one of those games that makes my computer super freaking angry. Like, if I put this here, there's no way they're getting back up. That's the problem. Well, again, if we just place this like this, we can totally do this level. Maybe that's the best way to do things. Let's go back, because that'll kill one of our mice. Okay, let it go. Like that. There's probably a solution for this that I'm just a little dense right now and not seeing. But at least, you know, we can get one crystal here. It kind of seems like it's not that exciting, though. Now we break this. We'd have to, like, lay that across. Well, I think we can at least get one more. If I do this, for example, and then bomb this, we can get one more. And now we have another bomb. But how are we... I guess we could sacrifice a mouse to get this crystal. Like, let's wait a second. Slow down. We could finish the level with 2 mice. And then 3 crystals. Maybe that's the... Oh, no. Back. We can't do that because then we don't have enough bombs to break this one then. Alright, so we have to just break this one and finish. That's okay. So again, you know, what I like about the game is that there's flexible kind of win conditions, or one of the things I like about the game, I should say, is that there's flexible victory conditions and failure conditions. So even though I didn't have the perfect solution there, it still let me finish the level. And that's cool because it means that progress, you know, it's not like a game like Space Chem, which I love. Space Chem is like a really, really good game, but... And it has multiple solutions, but the victory conditions are very steadfast, right? Very, very hard. And you have to basically get, not a perfect solution, but a great solution to make it work. A reasonable facsimile, I should say. Whereas in Mousecraft, as long as you can figure out a path to get your mice to the exit, you can still progress. And maybe you're not getting the highest score or the best performance that you possibly could, but you're still making progress. So I never really found myself frustrated. At least not as frustrated as I get in some other games. Like some other puzzle games are frustrating. Oh, let me put it this way. In Mousecraft, sometimes I'm frustrated because I can't come up with the proper solution, but that's okay. Like, that's a reasonable kind of frustration, I think. We can kill these are basically enemy rats, and, you know, we just want to make sure that we kill them whenever possible. We can also do some cool stuff like, you know, it matters temporally when we place the blocks, where we place them in time, because we can actually trap, like, enemies behind them. Like so. But yeah, I get frustrated sometimes because I can't think of the perfect solution, but it's not like I'm frustrated and then I can't do anything but that level, like I'm stuck on that puzzle, right? No, I can move on to another level and, you know, have a chance to gain some more skills and then, you know, work my brain out a little bit and it works out. And maybe you come back in 15 minutes and the solution has presented itself. So I think it really works like that. And, you know, it kind of reminds me of, like, a game that could have been on, like, Windows 3.1 or Windows 95, but... you know, reskinned and up-res. This is available on PS4 as well. I haven't played the PS4 version. It controls fine with keyboard and mouse, which is what I'm using. It doesn't seem to have built-in 360 controller support. I'm wiggling the joysticks right now, but maybe if you go to the menu, you can change that. But, you know, everybody's got a keyboard and mouse, basically, so I would suggest maybe trying it with that. So how... you know what I didn't think about doing earlier? Is we could probably just trap our mice, or our ratoids, I should say, in here somehow. Like, what if we do that, and then that? No. And then that. There we go. So we trapped the ratoids in here, and then this is a pretty cool solution. I like that a lot, actually. I'm not sure if that's how I did it the first time. Sometimes you seem to actually have to dodge the enemies, sometimes you seem to have to kill them, and sometimes you can just trap them. And it's the trapping ones that feel the most ingenious of all. This is another cool level that I actually solved my first time through, but I like it a lot. So we'll take it slowly here. Basically, the mice are going to come up here. We have no bombs to start. They pick up the first bomb, and that's good. What we do now is blow up this block, and by blowing up this block will fall down, thereby allowing us to actually get these 2 bombs and this crystal. So let's just wait for our other mice to meet us down here. Good. Now, I believe we want to blow up this one. It's almost like a little bit of a Kerplunk-style strategy here. And then these ones will all fall down, allowing us to actually make progress this way. But, oh no! Wait. We want to go back, actually. Thank God for this undo button. Let's take our time here, because what we really want to do is kill that ratoid as well. So we're going to drop this right there, and there we go. We crushed it. Gary Vaynerchuk style. And we'll let all these mice kind of walk around here, and they'll pick up the crystal and the bomb, and then we'll slow it down again. And this time we want to blow up this one to start with, I think. And we'll see how this works out for us. Let's take off the fast time. And then... if we blow up this one, they should still live. Yeah, okay, so there's our solution right there. It's just really fun, and it's not necessarily the most hardcore puzzle game I've ever played in my life, and it's not necessarily the most revolutionary puzzle game that I've ever played in my life. But it pushes the right buttons. Like, again, this is not something that I think you'll probably see on, like, my year-end best-of list. But it is something that I think a lot of people will actually find themselves enjoying. If you enjoyed Blocks That Matter, this tickles the same itch for me. It's a solid puzzler. It's not gonna convert people necessarily, but it doesn't need to, because it's good. And that's all it needs to be. It really, like, there's not that many games that kind of follow this Lemmings path anymore. Which is, you know, maybe a good thing, as much as I like Lemmings. You know, innovation's great too, but I really thought that would trap this guy in here. I didn't actually perfect this mission before, but anyway, that was my diatribe about what's going on in Mousecraft right now. I think this mission, they want to teach you, yeah, they'll live there. They want to teach you how to maybe sacrifice mice. Either that or I'm doing it entirely wrong. So they'll grab the crystal, and now we have 2 bombs. So what I'm thinking here is we sacrifice 1 mouse, because there's no way to mitigate that fall damage so much. So we'll let you go first, and then we'll blow this up, and we'll blow this up. So our mouse at the far right is going to die, but it will get the crystal as well. Oh no! I've freed the ratoid! They're all going to die! Yeah, that was totally bad. Okay, we should really just crush the, I wonder if there's a different way to do this. Because the only way to actually get up here is to do something like this. Can we not, like... Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's better. And then we'd have to do something like this. Like, I don't think there's any way to beat this mission, because we just don't have enough blocks to beat this mission without, oh, but it traps them. We've done this wrong again. Let's go all the way back here. Okay, so you want to kill both of them like that. Okay, that works way, way better. And then we want to roll something like in the opposite direction, like this. I don't think they give us enough blocks to avoid killing one of our rats if we want to get all 3 crystals. So let's let time go by pretty quickly here. And blow this up. Oh, no, I fucked it up a little bit, but that's okay. I was gonna do it and then let the 1 rat die over here to get this crystal. That's okay, though. We got jelly blocks. So jelly blocks are another unit of complexity, basically. In every few levels, the game seems to introduce stuff like this. This one basically allows you to mitigate fall damage. So if enemies, or sorry, mice can fall from any height and land on a jelly block and they'll live. So I'm gonna go back here to the, well, we'll go to the main menu. And I'll explain what's going on. There's really, like, only one mode here, for the most part. There's the story mode. Again, 80 levels. I'm not sure how long they will take you to beat, but judging by my playthrough so far, it seems like 4 to 8 hours, depending on how good you are. Maybe on the little lighter side there. Probably more on the 4 to 6 side, it seems. There's a level editor, which is cool if you want to design your own levels. That's never something I've really been into, but, you know, it is there for you. And rewards is basically just your stats, and you can watch, like, story stuff that you've unlocked, which doesn't really interest me that much. So, it's kind of a one-trick pony with respect to what you get, but that's okay. We're going to move on to level 19 here, and this is a new level that I've actually not beaten so far, so you're going to see me beat it on the fly. We start with 0 bombs. Mouse will come, it will grab this, I'll break this block. I think this is like the easiest level. But how are we going to get this? That's a good question. Okay, well, let's start, though. So, as with a lot of the levels I've experienced in Mousecraft so far, the real rub doesn't seem to be like how do you actually beat a level, it's how do you perfect a level for the most part. So we're gonna break this one, and then we'll get another bomb on the way down. Wonder if this guy will go backwards. Oh, I think I've got it. Okay, let's go back. Yeah, let's let one of the mice start moving in the opposite direction. And then we'll blow this up. Nope, that's the wrong one. We'll blow this up, let the jelly block fall down. We get a bomb, blow this up, and then put this here. Okay, so that's the solution that needed a little bit of, you know, real-time focus there. Cool, so we're actually going to complete this mission and be totally fine. Let's do one more level as well. That's how much I like this game. I would really recommend it. Certainly, you know, in a sale if you're not totally sold on the 15% price or $15 price point. Yeah, I like it. I like it enough to recommend it at full price as well if you're into this sort of thing. I have never seen a level this large, which is unfortunate for me, I think. I can't really look around here. Use the mini-map to look around. Oh, okay, I see. So we can click and drag this. All right, that's going to make things a little bit more complicated. So we probably want to either crush these guys or, you know, get them off the screen in some other way. At this point, that's like a pretty inelegant block placing. We'll blow this up, and we should be able to, so it'll come through here. We have no other blocks. Alright, let's pause for a second, because they're going to get a bomb here. What if I blow this up? This will fall down and crush this mouse, so we'll wait a second. Then they'll be able to walk up here. And that'll allow them to complete the mission, actually, and get everything. Alright, so let's blow this up. again, in kind of typical Mousecraft fashion, it seems to be a pretty easy level to start off like a new tutorialized element, basically. The fact that there can be larger levels. I really think this game is a gentle difficulty curve, and I'm all for that because I'm casual scum, right? So we've unlocked the first 20 levels now. Okay, we have 35 animated shards. That's pretty good. I guess we've unlocked some more story stuff here. I should have played a few more minutes before starting the Let's Look At. Basically, he needs cheese and money to be able to continue his research. Oh, okay, that was faster than I thought it would be. I'm not sure what's up with these crates, but if they're anything like, you know, they were on the earlier levels, basically these are, you know, new items or new enemies that we have to deal with that they introduce. So it looks like they keep, you know, adding complexity as you go further and further along. So that's been Mousecraft. I don't know really what more to say. You know, this is not a slam dunk, but it's a very, I have positive impressions. Do I not sound like I have positive impressions? I'm as surprised as you are. And that's my own fault for being prejudiced against the game, basically because of its name. Makes me kind of an asshole, admittedly. But yeah, Mousecraft, 15 bucks on Steam. Biggest negative I could really offer is that maybe it seems a little too casual, but that's actually right up my alley. And 15 bucks is a little bit expensive, but that your mileage may vary with respect to that. Apart from that, I think this is totally solid. Not necessarily anything that's gonna make a huge splash in you know, year-end lists or anything like that, but a totally solid addition to Steam library if you're a fan of puzzlers like Lemmings, for example, or Blocks That Matter. It has beyond superficial similarities with both, but I hope you enjoyed this Let's Look At. If you want to pick up Mousecraft on Steam, there will be a link in the video description below, and of course, if you enjoyed the video, it helps me a lot if you click the like button, only if you enjoyed it though, and of course subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.